play of the game from way down.
1, 2, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bombs going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bombs Tastingo gonna find Rainer.
Oh, the life finder keeps Maiev up. It was going to be a close thing.
And healing, what? Get out of, no! No!
Triple stun again. Big flanks coming out from the Blaze.
It's a death metal though.
Death metal into the double, triple kill.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Nexus Gaming Series. We're going into match number 2 between Yavapai County Youth Chess and Swim Team and Bloodbath and Beyond, 2 of the longest names in NGS for sure. I'm your host, Aero. I am joined tonight by Alpha to my left, Alice asleep under my desk, and Al over in the corner. With any luck, they'll be nice and pleasant and not make their presence known. But we'll see here. Let's see. So it sounds like yeah, all right. So we just saw a matchup between Yavapai County and Clouded Minds. It was absolutely just mind-melting. It was fantastic. It was a ton of fun to cast. It was a ton of fun to watch. The team fighting was insane. Spoiler alert, we saw a team win with 0 kills. 0. Absolutely none. So yeah, I mean, craziness is likely to abound once again in this setup here between these two teams. Let's take a quick look at the maps that we've got. Make sure that those are, yeah, they are there. Okay. So we've got bans coming out from Yavapai County are Alterac Pass and Battlefield of Eternity. And for Bloodbath and Beyond, we're going to see the bans on to Cursed Hollow and Sky Temple. And considering what we just saw in Cursed Hollow, that doesn't surprise me. Infernal Shrine is going to be the pickup for Yavapai County here. And updated the standings, so Bloodbath and Beyond tied with the baddest dudes now. Sitting at tied at 4th place. Yavapai County now 2 points away from being able to get tied for 8th place, although I believe Luciodology did actually defeat them. So they're going to need a 2-0 set here to make their way back into that playoff race. Let's see. Just double checking what the teams have to say here. Sounds like everybody's pretty well ready to go, so. And they are. They're starting up the draft. We're going to go to Infernal Shrines first here, so let's check out what we got. 2 clips already for the night. We'll see what else we get out of this. So last series rather, we saw from Yavapai County some bans onto Jaina, Asmodan, Phoenix, Stukov, and Arthas. And obviously that Stukov and Arthas were specifically, well, actually really all 3 of those third were targeted bans. I think the Asmo was as well, because we've certainly seen Weenus play some of that. But they're not going to get the opportunity to ban the Jaina, as Bloodbath and Beyond coming in and doing it for them. Alrighty, so who else do we have out here in chat land? Can I see that? Can I look at that? I don't know if I can. Oh, I have a whole bunch of emotes that I can use. I don't even know what this is. Where do I get these? Anyway, Stukov gonna be the 2nd ban. Oh my god, there's a Cookie Monster one. Alright, anyways, back to things that you guys care about here. We're gonna see that Kira ban, and you know, once again, I mean, Mega Milk was solid on that Kira in the last round, so definitely some adjustments coming from, or I guess I don't know if they're adjustments, but certainly consideration from Bloodbath and Beyond for the match that they just watched here against Clouded Minds. And we're going to see the Brightwing ban. Kael'thas going to be the first pickup, so 4 games for Kael'thas so far. Alright, let's see here. So let's get... Oh, you know what? I didn't double check to make sure that these teams were the right people here. Crafted Trent is there. True Saint is there, and Rackham is already there. Punk. Okay, Pirate. There we go. Keeping with the fire thing, we've got Blaze coming up. And on the opposite side, Mega Milk with the Malthael and Blue Space Hat going with that Johanna. So pulling up the Johanna that they had last game. Although wrong in my list here. True Saint picking up the Rhaegar. Going with that, getting that Ancestral Healing. Has a Cleanse. Well, I don't think Ancestral Healing's fast enough to prevent the death from a Last Rites. Sylvanas, the third ban from Yavapai County Youth Chess and Swim Team. We got ourselves a cheerleader for Bloodbath and Beyond. Welcome, glad you could join us. Final ban gonna be on Orphea. Let's see what we got here. So what do you want with the Malthael and Johanna? So we're gonna need maybe some more Shrine Clear. I could see a Rainer coming in with this. They've got the Johanna, so they can't be blinded. Gonna see more of the Greymane and Ana, however. Let's see, hybrid remix with the Greymane. And so now they've got their solo, they've got Greymane to help out. On the other side here, Bloodbath and Beyond, looks like we're gonna see the Blaze solo, and they pick up the Rainer. So Rainer gonna be able to proc that Ace in the Hole off of Rhaegar's totems, off of Blaze, off of Stitches as well. So lots of opportunities there, but Shank B gonna be bringing in the Zarya, given the enablement, I don't know if that's a word, but I don't care, to Greymane to go harder for longer. Alright, so these are our teams, and here we go into game number 1 on Infernal Shrines. I've got people in the wrong things here. Between Yavapai County Youth Chess and Swim Team and Bloodbath and Beyond. What's on Rainer? Oh, this game's loading too quickly for me. Seeing Rhaegar? Yep. Okay, making sure everybody's on the same heroes that I think they should be on. Looks like they are. Okay, good. All right, folks, here we go. Game number 1 on Infernal Shrines. Let's get our teams introduced. We'll call them the defending champs just because they won the last series that they just played. We've got Yavapai County Youth Chess and Swim Team on the left. Andrade on the Ana, Mega Milk on Rainer, Shank B on Zarya, Blue Space Hat on Johanna, and Hybrid Remax gonna be playing Greymane. And our visiting team, Rackham on Stitches, Diet Llama on Rainer, Crafty Trent on Blaze, Punk RK Pirate on Kael'thas, and True Saint on Rhaegar. That's Bloodbath and Beyond. Right out of the gate, we have the hook onto Zarya, but she doesn't care, gets that basically free energy, and we're going to see Malthael on the top with a rotation from Blaze. It looked like Kael'thas was thinking he was going to do it, but Blaze ultimately going to be the selection. Let's pop up those talents again for us here. And nearly 3/4 of the way on the energy already for Shank B there, which is fantastic for that level 1 talent that she took, increasing the energy with globes. Rackham getting a lot of damage from Greymane there. And the hook not able to get onto the Johanna, but the rotation down, they don't quite get there to catch most of that wave. So Yavapai County a little bit behind on the XP because of that. But it looks like they catch up, and we've got Rhaegar all ready for Bloodbath and Beyond on the camp here. And I expect, yep, there we go. We got the movement pings calling out that Greymane is gonna head over and get the siege camp. Probably get these about the same time, roughly, looks like. Zarya in between a Stitches and a Raynor, full energy bar. Once again, just working on that time for that level 1 quest, and she's already about halfway done with that, and we're under 2 minutes into this game. Other talents of note, once again, we do see that shield for Blaze. We have the Devour quest for Stitches, giving him that extra healing. And Blue Space Hat going in onto the Raynor, but they're not quite able to secure the kill. They don't have any like stun lockdown or anything like that, as Rhaegar finishing the siege camp here in the bot lane. So far, the macro slightly in favor of Bloodbath and Beyond. But as we've seen, Yavapai County likes to come from behind. They last 3 games were in a position that they were down low until the late game, and ultimately picked it up. So, and right now, especially with this high energy bar for Zarya, able to get down this bot tower, most of the wall even, before making their way up to the shrine. So some interesting talents here. So we've got the Behemoth armor for Raynor, and then the I don't know what it's called, Shield Ally anyways, give me 20, allowing ultimately the reduced cooldown on Shield Ally once she completes that quest, but also providing a greater shield. Great sleep dart from Ana, stopping Blaze in his tracks there. We got a 5v4, but now Malthael coming in is getting into the backline here, completely surrounded by red health bars. Both teams sitting at level 6 here, so we've got an even fight. Nobody with the talent advantage, but it's gonna be Rhaegar going down to the Greymane, and it looks like Dialama in a little bit of danger there. One grenade could have done it, but not quite able to do so, as the jet propulsion stops the pressure coming out from Yavapai County Youth Chess and Swim Team. And Kael'thas trying to get some poke damage in there, but ultimately there was nothing to kill. And we're going to see the first Punisher of the game going over to the Yavapai County team. And this is yeah, okay. It was a really questionable spot there for Rackham for a moment there. A little bit close to the Punisher, but ultimately was outside of vision, so it didn't leap onto him and had minions to deal with. So they get the pull over the wall. Raynor clearing bot. And Blaze up in the top lane. And I don't know, I think I would have preferred Raynor to be actually here dealing with this, and, you know, maybe even Kael'thas going to clear the bot, but ultimately they do get the Punisher killed. Rackham very low, having to dodge these laser beams coming out, and they're gonna secure the mid fort. It looks like Rackham could go down here. Devour, not quite enough to keep him up. Rhaegar also in a bit of danger, but able to get out. Living Bomb onto the Greymane is not going to be enough to secure a kill. So Malthael heading down to the camp here. Expect to see a rotation from everybody. They have an idea of what's going on. And Rhaegar saying does not care. Wow. And you know, and that's just an example of the lack of lockdown right now, at least, from the Yavapai County team. They have the potential for the damage, but right now anyways, they don't have the potential to stop somebody in their tracks. Now that's going to change when they get to level 10, and we're going to see Zarya get her ultimate. Either one of them really, but I could almost see an expulsion zone with this to separate the team and really, like, that Rhaegar dies if that Rhaegar does that with an expulsion zone. So we'll see. Very even in XP now. Taking a look at where that XP is coming from here. Slight advantage in the mercenaries going over to who's that? Bloodbath and Beyond? Well, now it just switched because of course Yavapai County just got that merc camp. Stitches getting slowed down here. We're seeing the movement pings calling for the Kael'thas, but they're gonna get the damage onto that tower, bring it down. They still have 2 impalers here as well, but there's no wave, so they can't really push in on this. But they do have ultimates now. We do have the Graviton Surge, the Nano Boost, Blessed Shield, Cursed Bullet, and the Malthael. All right, I'm gonna have to look because I don't remember. Tormented Souls. I knew it was Souls. I just couldn't remember the first word. So level 10's available now as well for Bloodbath and Beyond. So we're gonna have Putrid Bile, Hyperion, Ancestral Healing, Phoenix, and Combustion. And I think the only one that I would have maybe done different is maybe the Expulsion Zone. And only because it's a shorter cooldown, and I think that it actually could get a lot of value for their team with this map, and what they're playing against. But I don't hate the Graviton Surge. I actually think it's a fantastic pick either way. And especially when you get to level 20, if she upgrades that, that gets a silence. But here we go, Jet Propulsion in, going to see a hook onto Ana and the full channel on Combustion, and Ana is no longer a hero. Hyperion, along with the Shaman Camp, is going to secure this full wall in the top lane. And Malthael is gonna just go ahead and head on down, work on getting that soak in the bot lane. What do we have? We have a Mortar Punisher coming up here in the top lane. And the Jet Propulsion out. Ancestral going out keeps Blaze in this battle. But now Johanna very low, along with Greymane, having to pull back from danger there. Also of note, Kael'thas did take at level 7 Burned Flesh, allowing for that additional % damage onto heroes when 2 or more are in that Flame Strike. All right, leap in. Malthael's working on that camp. The hook. There we go. Onto Johanna. It's clearly getting late. Phoenix placed just enough to get onto the tower, but also to zone out the Yavapai County team. And there goes the fort. Still about half of the Punisher left. The Cursed Bullet going out, and we're gonna see they're gonna pop this over the wall and try to, oh, just barely over the wall anyways. Hybrid Remix taking loads of damage from that Punisher. And there it goes. Now in the bot lane we've got Malthael via Blaze, but Raynor making his way down. As Malthael did get pretty reasonable damage onto this fort as well. So all told, still slightly in the lead for Yavapai County. They still have more structure damage down here net. And it looks like we're going to see that Graviton Surge pulling in the Raynor. This could be a kill. It is. Crafty Trent gets a big Jet Propulsion and followed up by a Combustion there. Greymane finally making it to the fight, but already 2 down. Ancestral going out is going to keep Rhaegar alive, at least for another few moments here. Again, they don't have any good solid lockdown, but they have enough to get the kill onto Rhaegar, and Kael'thas retreating to his fort. The ping's being called to clear out that bottom fort, but instead they're going for the mid keep, which makes a whole lot of sense. And the next Punisher is going to be in the mid lane as well. So this is setting up for that next objective. And this is what I wanted them to do in game 1 against Clouded Minds. They get some kills and they get structure damage. So good on them to listen, because of course they were listening during the cast. But Ana's gonna get caught there. and pulled out. So they just stayed a little bit too long with the team that they've got here. Greymane probably can dive away, does, but Johanna probably goes down here, and does. Sending her body flying all the way, oh my goodness, and the flame strike on top of it just to add insult. Oh no, Mega Milk going into the team. Oh, and that treasure goblin moving so fast on that pale horse. Holy, oh, it dodges the hook. What? Somebody pull the horseshoe out of Mega Milk's backside, because, oh my goodness. All right, and we see now making the rotation onto the Shaman camp here. No Johanna yet, so this is an aggressive fight to take. There's the Ancestral already with the Tormented Souls going out, but Kael'thas has no mana, has to get out of this fight. Diet Llama is going to go down in the back as well as Rhaegar, but the big combustion, Shank B in loads of danger here, is going to fall, and Crafty Trent just trying to stay alive with that flaming oil healing. So ultimately just a 4-for-1 trade in favor of Yavapai County, and the Punisher coming up here in the mid lane, and this is a frozen Punisher now. And by the way, the wall's already down. This frozen Punisher goes right into that keep. I would like to see them on this, getting this value, because there's not a lot of time. They don't have enough time to get structure value, so they need to get onto this point and get as much of this as they can before the AoE team of Bloodbath and Beyond makes it here. And they got them, bring them together, guys. Johanna is not your great wave clear here. Pull them back so that Kael'thas can't just drop a flame strike and steal them all from you, but gather them together away from that team. So the clear of the Shaman camp in the top. I want to see Malthael come up here. Everybody's alive, so gotta pull back at this point. You don't have the Malthael, but he is coming in from below. And with that, Yavapai County does secure that bottom fort as well now. Ultimates all available for Yavapai County. Only Combustion just came up for Bloodbath and Beyond. And we only need 10 more for Yavapai County, 17 more for Bloodbath and Beyond. Big condemn there. The Graviton Surge hits 4. Oh, this is so not good for Bloodbath and Beyond. The damage coming out from Malthael. Stitch is the first to fall, and Malthael's not done. Gets the kill onto Raynor. May continue on to Rhaegar. Not quite able to... Oh, he does get the kill. A 3-for-0, and now they secure this Punisher. This is 100% going to be a keep, and Malthael is on his way to defend that top lane Shaman camp. Making their way onto the keep here. Should be the first keep of the game. Once again, that Phoenix position to zone out the team from one direction. And the keep is now shut down. Greymane going in hard. Let's take a look at these talents. Have them up here for a moment before this fight begins again. And there's the Punisher still has a lot of health, but it's now 5 versus 4. Greymane going in, trying to get the stitches, not quite able to secure the kill. Graviton Surge protecting Greymane from the counter engage, but it looks like Stitches could be in danger. Rhaegar is going to be the first to fall, and the leap onto the Blaze is going to get the second kill. Suddenly, this does not look good for Bloodbath and Beyond as the core is at 60%. Rackham trying to get in there with that Devour. Tormented Souls into this team, and more kills coming out as Stitch is gonna fall, and the core goes down for Yavapai County Youth Chess and Swim Team. All right, game number 1 going over to Yavapai County. 17 kills to 5. Checking out these stats. Let's see what we got going on here. Kael'thas bringing the pain, but unfortunately not able to secure the kills that they need. But just to point it out, the one person on the Bloodbath and Beyond team that did not die that game, so Punk Pirate, congratulations for you there. Healing quite a significant difference there for the Ana there. And I think a lot of that is just how quickly Yavapai County was able to bring the pain there. Very difficult for Rhaegar to keep up a team with a, I think, 12-second cooldown or whatever the chain heal is, when they're just spreading the damage everywhere and just obliterating them before the second heal could even be done. And Mega Milk really bringing it up with the XP there, was constantly going back and forth between those, so... Ah, crap. I didn't show the talents before the end there. My apologies, everybody. I think I posted them fairly recently there. Alright, so let's see. They said they want hero pick. Send that message to Android. Alright. Got the point over to Yavapai County. Let's go ahead and take a moment here. Folks, I'm going to put up just a quick commercial break. And we'll be back for game number 2 between Yavapai County Youth Chess and Swim Team and Bloodbath and Beyond.
When I was young, I lived a life of recklessness. In my selfishness, I inflicted pain and hurt those I cared for. I have learned many lessons in my struggles with doubt and fear. Balance and harmony are not easily attained. They must be fought for! But on my journey, I have learned another lesson. You do not have to fight alone.
Let's do this!
And we're back. Welcome. Do want to shout out Dazgra for the follow. Appreciate you doing so here. And it looks like the teams are all set up and ready to go. Taking a quick peek here, we've got Towers of Doom coming at you. And this is the map that I was in some ways hoping to see last series. We're going to get to see it in this series here. And it's going to be exciting. All right, and we're just talking in chat about the good old cinematic that, of course, everybody just watched. 1 second here. just letting them know that they can set me as a referee if they want to be able to communicate with me. Otherwise, they really can't. If we're an observer, we're just observers. Can only look at what's going on here. Let's see. So Towers of Doom going to be the next pickup here. Selected by Yavapai County Youth Chess and Swim Team. I thought everybody was about ready to go. Ready here, so are we, so whenever you're ready on grade. Oh, they said 1 second, so we're gonna be just a moment. How's everybody doing tonight? Almost 11:30. Might even be the last cast available tonight. Who else was playing tonight? Let's take a look. I think this was the last one. Probe 1 and Celeb Gaming, they were playing tonight. Wonder how that went. That was a heroic match. And that was over on Ziltoid's channel. Let's see if Ziltoid. Let's check out what's going on over there with the Ziltoid. So looks like Probe 1 up 1-0 over Celeb Gaming. Oh my goodness. Hashtag spoilers. Let's see, what is the standings for that? Excuse me, folks, I have to cough 1 second. Ain't nobody needs to hear that. All right, let's see here. So, take a look at these standings again as I did just update them. Yavapai County now sitting with 8 points, right behind Luciodology and Camino Saber Darts. Let's take a look here and see what. Oh, we got a game. We're ready to go. Bloodbath and Beyond sitting there tied with the baddest dudes. I was going to go check for tiebreakers, but we're going to go into the draft instead. I think I can turn that ticker on. Do I have a ticker on here? I thought I had the ticker on, but apparently not. But you know what I do have? Anybody want to see some stats? Why don't we check out some stats here? Towers of Doom. You know what? Just for giggles, I want to check something. What are they under? Lost, probably? Yeah, let's see. Has anybody played Lost Vikings on Towers of Doom? I guess at all. Pick rate 1%, 100% win rate. There you go. We're gonna see the ban onto the Malthael. Your son is playing tonight. Who is playing Parasite? Follow-up ban onto the Stukov. Towers of Doom. So, again, Malthael could provide a lot of value on this map, getting those quick rotations with the Pale Horse once again. And Stukov provides the silence. Oh, the ban. Well, no ban from Bloodbath and Beyond. Playing the psychology game. So I'm wondering if we're going to see the ban on Akira here. With having the first pick. Oh, we are not going to see the ban on Akira. So is this the pick? Because if it's not, I can pretty much guarantee you it's going over to Mega Milk. It is. All right, so we're going to see Diet Llama picking up the newest hero to the Nexus. And so far, just in tonight's matchup, she was 1-1. Oh, gotcha, Parasite. Gotcha. Well, Megamilk has played a couple of pretty fantastic games tonight, so, you know, definitely should be proud of your son there doing work. And we're gonna see our first Azmodan game of the night. Shank B picking up that chunky hero. Azmodan has 6 legs. I wonder, does he count as a bug? I wonder. Have to go take a look and see what qualifies as an insect. Because I think he kind of even has like some kind of exoskeleton. Interesting. Anyways, the third ban is going to be Sylvanas. So we've seen a lot of Sylvanas bans tonight. So not a big surprise here. She gets a lot of value in the bottom lane, making use out of her ability to shut down structures and also to empower her siege camps, her sapper camps rather. Follow-up ban onto the Ana, and you know what? Ana with the Malthael was pretty brutal last game. And we're gonna see a Lily and Greymane again. So we did see that here in the last round. And you know what? Let's take a look at Lily stats. How often is Lily being picked up in Division D West? Oh, wrong one. Load, run. There we go. That can't be right. Lily hasn't been picked up before this week? Surely there's something wrong with that. So we're going to see the Uther Thrall. So Uther really enables the Kira. So that's a pretty strong balance for them. But it also means solo tank Blaze. And we've got the Rexar as well now. So an interesting setup here for really for both teams. Not sure which team I really give the advantage over to. I mean, they both have kind of positives and negatives in their draft. I don't want to say positives and negatives. They like weaknesses, I suppose, that can be exploited. Let's go with that. So Uther has difficulty keeping a group of heroes up, but they don't really have the dot damage, so the spreading damage that like a Lunara or Gul'dan has. So we'll see how he keeps up with this. But he does have that armor bonus in his devotion, so that's going to help out with things like the Azmodan bombs. All right, let's get our teams introduced. On the left, we have Yavapai County Youth Chess and Swim Team. We're going to have Shank B on the Azmodan, Hybrid Remix on Greymane, Blue Space Hat on Johanna, Rexar going to be played by Megamilk, and Andrade on the Lily. For Bloodbath and Beyond, on the right with the red team, we've got Punk Pirate once again on Kael'thas, Rackham going to be on Thrall, True Saint on Uther, Crafty Trent on Blaze, and Diet Llama on Kira. All right, so let's see what we're going to get out of these teams. So we've got that Echo of Elements for Thrall, giving him the extra Chain of Lightning eventually there. But we got a skirmish here going on already. Not too much out of it for either team, and I don't think there's a lot of stacking ultimately, although Kira does get the stacking from her level 1 talent there, and Uther does as well. So, you know, eventually he'll get that Holy Light stacked up so that he has the reduced mana cost on his Q talent, his Holy Light talent. or ability, I guess, which is pretty huge for a healing Uther because it's 90 mana, which is just absolutely bonkers. It's almost 20% of your baseline mana at the beginning of the game, so reducing that by 20 and then ultimately 40 when you get the rest of that is significant. It also will provide additional range, which can provide poke to stall out the objectives. What else do we have here? We have the Wrath, I think that is, build for Azmodan. Yep. And Carnage getting out onto the Rexar, so a lot of damage going out onto Rexar, but ultimately not able to secure that kill. And I've seen this free drinks from Lily a fair bit, and I think oftentimes, you know, if you're taking Lily specifically as a healer, that's helpful. It keeps her mana up. But if you're taking it as a targeted, you know, counter, like say for example countering the Kira, taking the free blinding wind on the Serpent at level 1 gives you so much more control over where those blinding winds go. But she is the main healer, and they don't have any real other support like an ETC Prog Rock or something, so we're going to see a rotation into the mid lane. Again, Uther has this Devotion armor, so both Crafty Trent and True Saint able to walk away from that as just not enough damage coming out at this stage of the game for Yavapai County. But keep in mind, as we've seen from them all day, Yavapai County kind of starts off a little bit weaker and then builds up over time. So with the comp that they have with this Azmodan, I mean, right now all their damage is in their Greymane, so I fully expect to see early game that they're going to be a little bit behind. And that looks to be the case. We're going to see 8 shots to 4 in favor of Bloodbath and Beyond.
Is that all? The altar is ours.
And Thrall working on those stacks. Nothing. I got nothing. just throwing out damage. That's all he's doing. Doesn't have a lot of mana though, so I'm not sure that I like that. We are going to see the Wind Fury in, but again, both well, no, Kale got his mana back, so he's good. So just Thrall is low on mana. Let's check out what's going on up top here as we do see the invade in onto this camp. Both Blaze and Rexar trying to assert dominance, but ultimately it's going to be Misha who wins that battle. And level 7's online for both teams here at about the same time. So seeing, I think, the same build as we saw earlier from Mega Milk and from somebody else in the other game. I don't remember who else played it. Darn it. So I think this seems to be a little bit more of a standard build, if you will. But the rotation up from Diet Llama gonna allow Crafty Trent to secure this top siege camp. And ultimately, probably just get the wall. I don't think that they really get like a tower out of it. Certainly not if Misha stalls them out, but yep, that's all they get. Just the wall. But in response, Yavapai County down here getting this tower, and this is huge for them. Not only the XP benefit. Oh, they're not gonna get it? Oh no! Oh, so close! Oh my goodness, so close. And the interrupt there, Lily has no mana. I think that this is your opportunity to back away, guys. I don't think you have to pressure this. But they do get a counter kill onto the onto the Thrall after Azmodan goes down. Looks like some healing wells used there, and Rexar making use of Misha to at least stall things out, and here comes Johanna. She is back, so now we're on even fight. Greymane a bit low on the mana, but so is Blaze and Uther as well. Let's check in on what Uther's looking at. Greymane getting just destroyed by that Kira damage. And Uther sitting at 49, so a little bit of a healing, or I'm sorry, a mana cost reduction on that talent. Not quite the full amount, so he doesn't get that ranged poke either. Cleanse being used to get Azmodan out of dodge. Lily saying, let's go. All right, then. Rexxar heading back up into the top lane, and now, with their advantage, Bloodbath and Beyond gonna get the Sapper Camp. And because of the positioning, they actually do get that tower. The difference in positioning, whether they're coming from the close by lane or if they're having to walk across the entirety of the lane, is significant in where those sappers ultimately find themselves exploding. And thanks to now the Bloodbath and Beyond coming to pick up the camp, Yavapai County does pick up this bottom fort. And this is going to be very helpful for them. Now both teams having level 10 in the next altar phase, if they can get there. But there goes the Divine Storm. Doesn't manage to hit anybody here, but Lily is going to be the target of the Pyroblast. I don't think she can sustain, especially since the rest of the team is soaking up her cups. And it's looking like Rexxar may even just stay up top here, as with that player down, well, they may be back up by then. I don't know. So Azmodan hasn't yet taken... Okay, so he does take the Siege Grunts Demonic Invasion. And with that kill, that allows Bloodbath and Beyond to get their bottom fort back, which opens up the bottom altar. Without that fort, it would be very difficult for them to pick that altar up or even defend it. And right now, a little bit of a delay as Yavapai County coming in from all kinds of different angles to get to this point. Johanna trying to pick it up. Not generally the person you want to have channeling, but big three-man jet propulsion, and now the combustion coming out only hits Lily and Misha, but Misha might actually go down. Does. The Sundering going out, and Blue Space Hat now in danger, surrounded by these red health bars, and Kira grappling in and securing that kill. Blaze just getting out of the range of Azmodan's Sin thing, and Azmodan instead gonna be the kill here, as now Greymane might survive, just barely. 4 more points going over to Bloodbath and Beyond, as they now have a 2-level advantage. But keep in mind, Towers of Doom only requires 1 point on the core to win the game. And Azmodan is stacking. He's at 217 now, so those auto attacks after he lands his globes will do additional damage. And Rexxar, I think, sniffs this out, that they're rotating up, but doesn't catch that they're at the boss. This is actually a very aggressive play by Bloodbath and Beyond to get in on this, and they're gonna get it for free. So 4 more points going over to Bloodbath and Beyond. That's gonna give Yavapai County, though, the opportunity to get both of the siege camps in the bottom, and that should allow them to get the bottom camp. But Mega Milk in a bit of danger here on this Rexxar, taking all of the damage from that combustion, trying to make it away, but not with a Thrall and a Kira behind you. And now 3 sappers coming in here, gonna be able to get these 3 points. And once again, now we've got this bottom altar. I would like to see Yavapai County ignore that top and instead come down here and defend this bottom lane. This is their condition to win this altar. But the rotation up, trying to catch up on the XP, does put Johanna and Lily in a bit of danger here. The Cursed Bullet missing the Uther, and here comes Kira back into this. We're gonna get the Jug of 1,000 Cups, but True Saint, oh my goodness, what a Divine Storm and Pyroblast coming out onto Greymane. He will survive that, at least initially. And down in the bot here, we've got Diet Llama going in on Shank B. Azmodan looking to maybe go down, but does get the cleanse from Lily. So much dot damage, however. And True Saint in the backline is going to get the channel just barely, as Johanna missed her her blinding light by just the briefest of margins. And I think ultimately if Lily and Johanna don't go to the mid lane there, I think they're able to not only defend the bottom fort, but they're also able to set up better for that capture. Oh, a bit of a pause there. Hopefully that doesn't happen anymore tonight. Cleanse going out, and again, Lily's cleanse is a very short cooldown. It's only 40 seconds? Yeah, and on top of that, the cooldown is reduced by fast feet. So whenever she's taking damage, and it doesn't matter where she's the source of the damage, whenever she's taking damage, that keeps her cooldowns refreshing a little bit faster. So 3 versus 4 here in the bot lane. Kira going in deep. Shankby trying to make it out. Does have the Jug of 1,000 Cups to keep Shank alive. Blessed Shield used to interrupt the ability that I don't know the name of. It is the Unrelenting Strikes there from Kira. So first time that we get to see that Jet Propulsion in. Condemn pulling that Combustion back in, and the Sundering going out. It's going to be Asmodean going down first, followed by Lily, and it looks like Johanna may go down as well. And the bottom fort about to fall. And Bloodbath and Beyond with the 3 kills looking to potentially even close out this game. They're going to let the minions take the... Oh, no, okay, Thrall's going to go back and take it. They do need all 3 to actually win the game here. We're going to see at least 2 of them get picked up. But there's still plenty of time. Maybe? I don't know. Need the stall here. Still plenty of time for the team to get there. Really on both sides. Greymane trying to start the channel. All 5 of Yavapai County are now alive. And Uther in the back by himself, but ultimately the Pyroblast coming in onto Greymane may secure the kill onto Lily. It does. And Uther falling low is going to be able to keep healing his team as Thrall also going down, followed up by Misha. Shankby having to pull away there as Asmodean getting just destroyed by this Kira. And it's looking like, well, I don't know. Greymane's back into this, so he can stall this out. Not sure how long on Misha. Oh, big cursed bullet there onto the Blaze. Does manage to get that jet propulsion, though. And Hybrid Remix having to pull back here. Johanna going back in to try to help out. Ultimately does survive, I think, with that Iron Skin here. So the poke potential is real here, but look at this. Greymane, if he gets caught by that Carnage from her, he dies. And that is the case. Greymane does go down. Johanna also in kind of an awkward place. And Andrade, you know what? To be fair, Andrade fully thought that was probably going to be the game as well. But the poke potential here from Yavapai County just doing work. And now we may actually see some kills as they're back into this. The Boar's going out. Oh, I forgot to call the ultimates there. But there's the secured kill onto the Rexar, and now it's looking like this is going to be the end of the game. As Crafty Trent getting onto the point. One last stall. Oh my goodness. And the core goes down. This time Bloodbath and Beyond bringing the pain. And once again, we're going to see a 3-game series. Kira doing some heavy work there. I think, overall, I think that if Kira went the other talent, I think they kill them harder. I don't recall if she actually ever landed one of those heroics. Maybe one. But it's just, it's so hard to do because it's a long wind up, and yeah, there's some damage, but it's not until the end burst that it really provides the bulk of that. Whereas the final strike, I think, would have just flat out killed them a couple of times. Taking a quick peek at the stats here. And because I forgot earlier, let's make sure that we show these talents. All right. So if you're following the heroic division, they're also sitting at 1-1 between Celeb and Probe 1. But we're gonna go into game number 3. So once again, let's take a look at the maps here. What do we have in maps? So Alterac and Battlefield were banned out. Cursed Hollow and Sky Temple also banned out. We've seen Infernal Shrines. We've seen Towers of Doom. Where else could we go? We could see a Braxis. I don't think that if Yavapai County takes map pick, I don't think that that's where they want to go. We could see a Dragonshire. Dragonshire could work for what they're looking for. Called it. We're going to Dragonshire. Let me go ahead and update that. And yeah, okay. So this is going to give the first pick over to... Excuse me. Oh. First pick's going to be over to Bloodbath and Beyond. So last round they were able to get that Kira, and I think that Kira's going to go away this game. Android calling out. Didn't quite go the way that they'd planned. It never does, Android. Never does. Well, I'm ready. Let the teams know that we're all set and ready to go. So let's see. So I think... so update Bloodbath and Beyond. Now they have 14 points, which puts them where? That actually puts them up with... So we'll put you at 5, you at 4. There we go. Let's take a look at the standings. As long as I'm doing this right, Bloodbath and Beyond, with that point now tied with 3 other teams for first place. Yavapai County needing to win this. Now, actually, I don't know. Do they have... surely they have another game next week. Let's take a look at that. So, let's pull up the calendar and see what we've got for these two teams next week here. Let's see. D West. I think they've all played their flex matches. Let's take a look. 7... Schedule. All right, so Yavapai County next week plays against Randy Newman. So currently the number 16. If they win, they could actually, if they 2-0 them, they could actually tie them and actually win that slot from them. Bloodbath and Beyond plays against Luciodology. So ultimately, both of those games determining whether or not Yavapai County makes the playoffs. Now, let's take a look at our flex matches, see if there's any flex matches available. So, they do. Yavapai County has one on August 28th against Disturbance. Looks like August 22nd was Bloodbath and Beyond. They already did that. So, Yavapai County has 2 games to catch up. Quite a competitive division here. 14 for 4 teams currently. Baddest Dudes right behind with 13. And again, there are only 9, I think, teams? 10 teams? 10 teams in Division D West. So just the one flex match. All right. These guys need to get the game on. It's getting late. Tired. Gonna forget talent names again. Let's make sure that the teams are actually the same. Then we didn't have any changes there. Oh, There we go. We're going, folks, to Dragonshire. Let's see. I think that all looks the same. Yeah, that all looks the same. And they look the same. So the teams are, in fact, the same. Yay. All right, folks. Who are you cheering for in game number 3? We've got a tied series 1-1 between Yavapai County Youth Chess and Swim Team and Bloodbath and Beyond. Shout them out in chat, because they'll be back to watch this game for sure. Show them some love. We're going to see that mouth L ban again. No surprise. That was quite handy for them on game 1. We're going to see the Stukov ban. Really, still expecting to see a Kira ban. What else did they ban? Sonya last game. They banned Brightwing earlier in the early game, so really targeting maybe their healer. Gonna see follow-up with the Ana. My core. Fair enough. And Sylvanas once again was picked out earlier, so we're gonna see once again the Kira, and this is kind of surprising to me, given the impact that Kira had there, even without, you know, landing the ultimates. Have you ever seen Juice on this map? All right, well, you know what? Yavapai County did promise me some memes, so I guess we'll see what we get. Right now, ETC and Phoenix the picks. Not too memey so far. And you know what? Let's take a look at stats for ETC, because ETC has a pretty significant win rate in a lot of NGS. But let's see what he has in Division D West. Not that great of a win rate, surprisingly. And Bloodbath and Beyond saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're gonna stick with the same heroes we've had for 3 games. It's been just fine. It's fine, makes my job easier for putting notes down here. Parasite, throw this game, I want to see him in the playoffs. Fair enough. We're gonna see an Uther ban, which, you know, okay, fair enough. They're so far taking basically the same team. Not basically, they are taking the same team, so seems like a reasonable adjustment. Please don't ban Lily. And not that surprised to see the Lost Vikings banned out. I don't know how much value they get on this map. I mean, I suppose they probably still do, but I haven't seen it in a while. Then again, I hadn't seen it in a while before today, and they did it today. All right, there's the Lucio, the sick bait. Oh, and we're gonna see some Kel'Thuzad. Why don't we take a look at Kira stats, see if anything's loaded? Not quite yet. Not quite yet. How about Kel'Thuzad? What do we see out of this Master of the Cold Dark? All right, almost never picked, almost never banned, has never won. And we see the rounding out of this team with the Johanna and Morales. So there's your differences on this. Make sure I've got everybody on the right people. We do. And okay, it is gonna be the Murky, so all right, not even the first time this week that I've seen a Murky. So there is your draft, everybody, for all of the marbles. and by all of the marbles, I mean at least 2 out of 3 of the marbles. We've got Yavapai County Youth Chess and Swim Team versus Bloodbath and Beyond. Going to Dragonshire. Add permitted turn, Megas choose picks. Gosh, add. I don't even know what that is. Okay, well, I just did something. Apparently, Megu's cheese picks was caught by the filter, I guess? I've never seen that come up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming off of their hot win on game number 2, we've got Bloodbath and Beyond on the right, the red team here. So we've got Rackham playing Johanna, Diet Llama going to be playing Kira, Crafty Trent on Blaze, Punk Pirate on Kael'thas, and True Saint on the Morales. And looking to close us out, getting another point here, we've got Yavapai County Youth Chess and Swim Team. Shank B going to be on the Phoenix, Andrade on Lucio, Blue Space Hat on ETC, Hybrid Remix on Kel'Thuzad, and Murky going to be played by Mega Milk. Checking out those talents. So we've got the shield stripping. Okay, interesting. So right out of the gate, we've got the living bombs being spread. And I'm interested, I don't know that we'll actually be able to see it, but the shield stripping is kind of an interesting talent into this, because you've got the Kael'thas who's going to have shields, right? Yes. The only other hero that has the shields, I guess Morales can take shields with her grenade, but the only other hero that has shields is Johanna's Iron Skin. And I don't know that that actually works because it's unstoppable. So let's actually read that talent. Let's see. What does it say? What am I talking about? That's a level 4 talent. Forget I said anything. Oh, like I said, it's late. So we also have the Arsenal Synergy here for Phoenix, giving him the additional damage boost there when he's hitting those auto attacks. Prog Rock, of course. We do have the grenade build so far for Morales. Mana Addict and that shield again. May as well look at the name. What is the name of this? Endurance Stim Pack. That makes kind of some sense. Dragon Knight already available for the blue team here, as Kira coming in, trying to get some damage onto the ETC, but the big power slide onto 3. Here comes a root. Doesn't land because of Iron Skin. Johanna doing Johanna things, and now warp being used just to avoid the damage from the living bomb. And the pull in there from the Condemn. So 4 versus 4 in the bot lane, siege camps, fighting siege camps. But ultimately it's the red health bars that are a little bit lower right now, as the energy from True Saint limited. Can only go so far with that. And Punk Pirate heading back to base, filling up on that mana. And so interesting, so we see the mana tap here for the percent mana back. Oh, power slide onto Morales, not quite able to secure the kill. It looks like, oh, they do get the kill. The long range bomb from Shank B over the wall, able to get the kill onto the Morales. Thank you, Parasite. I appreciate it. Make sure that you... oh, you just did. Great. I was going to say, make sure you follow so you can catch me. I do a lot of streaming for NGS here. A lot of streaming. In fact, you should also, if you haven't already done so, make sure you follow the Nexus Gaming Series Twitch itself. So twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series is throughout the week I will be doing... Not throughout the week, but we'll come back to that in a second here, as we've got a fight brewing over this bottom control point. What's her name? Kira coming in, gets the power slide. However, she does not have a disengage now, as Revolving Strike was used, or sweep rather. But not enough damage going out to take her down. The Morales able to use her armor and healing beam there to keep Kira going. You did. Great. Yeah, so the twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series, Sundays at 2 p.m. Oh, you know what? I need to actually update that. I'll do that at the end here. Sundays at 2 p.m. is the NGS Rewind with the replay casts. So make sure you guys all catch that tomorrow. We've got 4 games queued up and ready to go. We see Murky picking up that bruiser camp up in the top. And just a little bit of a brawl here, with Lucio keeping his team going quite healthy here for the most part. And now they're pulling back here. A big living bomb, though, having to spread the Yavapai County team apart so that they don't ultimately get a death there. Murky trying to make his way there, but not quite able to get there before the Bloodbath and Beyond team is able to make it. But check out these mana bars. They got nothing. These tanks are empty. And Lucio sitting nice and full on that mana bar. Let's take a look at these talents here. So I did want to check. Blast shield. Okay, so getting that shield. So I think EMP grenade is 13. But we'll find out later here. Interested to see if Morales takes EMP grenade into the potential shields from Lucio, and also the shield that, of course, Phoenix has. Control points, both of the control points being picked up by the red team here. And here we go again. Ironskin used not a lot of mana for Johanna, though. They are going to be able to hold on to this point for quite some time. Murky heading down to make sure that he stalls that out. But it's going to be Diet Llama in danger here first, but able to make their way through the glut of blue health bars, through that chug point. And again, like, absolutely insane sustain that these teams have not had any kills here. And just as I said, oh my goodness, I was just gonna say, ETZ looks like it's about to be the first one of this fight. I think actually somebody else died at some point, I guess. Check to see who that was. Oh yeah, Morales, that's right. And once again, the channel picked up Blaze in the middle, but Murky is there to kind of zone that off. And level 10's now available here for Yavapai County. So this can be their potential spot. We do have, by the way, the Meme Bean Octo Grab gloriousness. And here it comes with the mosh pit, getting the kill onto Kira. Johanna very much in danger here as well, but the beam, the healing beam there from Morales. And by the way, that wasn't even the meme beam combo that I was talking about. Ultimately, we've got an Octo Grab Planet Cracker coming out with the Phoenix. So expect to see some of that. And by the way, no cleanse. Morales does not have a cleanse, so she cannot stop the Murky Octo Grab. Once again, we see that, what is it? Unrelenting Strikes? Is that what it was called? Yes, it is. Okay. And Blessed Shield going out. We are going to see Kira popping in here. ETC probably dies. And we do see the big stun onto ETC and Lucio. Probably, yeah, okay, never mind. I was going to say preventing Lucio from using Sound Barrier, but didn't matter. He had it on cooldown. Now Andrade trying to make it away here. The pull into Johanna, she apparently doesn't have Iron Skin. Now it's used. But look at Kael'thas in the back line there. So close, but nobody able to follow up on that damage. And it looks like Lucio's going to try to get in here, boop everybody away, but take a bunch of damage. And Kira almost able to make it there. ATC is coming back into this. 10 seconds until Planet Cracker is available, so we may very well see a Murky Octograb here soon. Looks like he... oh, no, not coming down. Lucio there does get the sound barrier off, but not before spreading the Living Bomb over to Shank B. Lucio going in very, very far with almost no health. And at this point, I don't know that Yavapai County can actually defend this necessarily any longer. And Phoenix is heading up to the mid. I kind of expect them to maybe try to get the Blaze. And it looks like that's the case. Murky's heading up to the top. and gathering the point there so that they can bring Lucio back into the mix here. All right. Sorry, just needed a short break for the voice there. Check in on the... I don't think Planet Cracker is enough to kill the Blaze by itself, so unless he's fairly low, we're not going to see that combo used on the Blaze, especially since... Oh no, Blaze didn't take Unstoppable at 1 either, so... Well, we do see exactly what we were just talking about here, but we're going to go back to the other because Lucio got caught. And while Blaze took a lot of damage, it was not enough to get that kill. It only brought him to about half. Mosh Pit is available, as are the cooldowns for Kel'Thuzad, so the potential for a blow up here is still there. Let's check in on Kel'Thuzad stacks. Kel'Thuzad sitting completed, actually. Prog Rock at 18. Grenades at 19, so still a fair bit to go for the grenade quest. And Johanna going to be able to hold on to this point for quite some time here. Well, maybe not as much time. And Phoenix getting that kill onto Morales here. Having to run away now, though, is getting very low. That shield will regenerate here pretty quickly. And by the way, Murky doing Murky things, getting that top bruiser camp once again with that fishy deal. Able to bribe that camp and make his way back in. Interesting use of the Phoenix. I'm assuming that was probably an error, as there wasn't anybody there to go with. Oh, here goes the Kira getting pulled in. ETC being used as an escape there. And so no kill onto the Kira. Rotation back down into the bot is Kael'thas making it down. We do see once again that revolving sweep is going to be the death of ETC. Lucio in a bit of danger as well, but is able to boop away the Kira, I believe, is how that worked out. And Murky heading back down to once again hold the middle. At this point, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing them make a swap. Have Phoenix deal with Blaze a bit. Bring Murky into the team. Have Murky Octograb onto Diet Llama. Pop off that Planet Cracker from across the world. And I think that you get that kill onto a squishier target. You could even do it onto the Morales and you know, be just fine. So we'll see here as okay. Alright. Stuff and things. Looks like Phoenix just gonna die with that rotation up from the bot lane. ETC and Kel'Thuzad once again versus Johanna in the bot lane, trying to gather this, but it is gonna be the first Dragon Knight of the game, going over to Bloodbath and Beyond. And they're gonna bring it down bot lane, where all of the action has been for about 98% of this match. And Murky just trying to keep his team in soak, keep the pressure on in these opposite lanes, and get whatever value he can. Dragon Knight just does too much damage. Murky just dies, basically, from a couple of hits. And with that bot fort going down, we're going to see the rotation into mid, so taking a bunch of extra damage here. Kind of an aggressive rotation from Bloodbath and Beyond. But again, there were no minions there, so just took the free keep damage. Alright, 5v4 in the mid lane. 3 seconds left on the Dragon Knight, basically no health, so just getting whatever use of abilities there that they can. We're going to see Blaze rotating back up to deal with that Murky. And a quick rotation down onto the Siege Camp from Bloodbath and Beyond. Looks like we're going to see the Yavapai County team come down here and pick up the Bruiser Camp, so I'm interested to know whether or not the Bloodbath and Beyond catches this. So far, it looks like they don't. Or they're not willing to fight it because Kael'thas and Morales went up top. That's probably more likely the case. And actually, that is a circumstance that I think had Mega Milk thought that they were over there. I think that could have been that Planet Cracker combo. Unrelenting strikes used there in kind of a disengaged way, making sure that the enemy team's not there. We see the Planet Cracker going out onto Blaze. This time Blaze very low is getting the self-sustain out of his fire there. So we'll see if Murky can finish this off. Unfortunately, not quite yet. So very close, and if Kel'Thuzad had that Shadow Fisher available, that's a dead Blaze. But now that combo is down for a good long time. ETC probably looking for a Mosh here? And that's a good potential right there. Could have gotten that, I think. But did get interrupted by the Condemn. But the kill going out onto Morales, followed up by Johanna. It looks like Blue Space Hat is going to make it out alive. I'm surprised. I thought that was going to be a death to the dot damage. Looks like Mega Milk getting the rotation, pops that fish bubble, and is just fine. So once again, quite an exciting game between these two teams here. Almost level 20, only one structure down. Looks like we're gonna see one additional structure down, so one for either side here in this bot lane. And with level 20s coming online, a Dragon Knight could ultimately be victory for either team here. And here we go, level 20s coming up for Yavapai County Youth Chess and Swim Team. And this is a bad place for oh, Murky. Oh, Murky, that was a free kill, buddy. Oh, no. Alright, well, level 20 is available, so we've got the death medal from ETC, the cooldown, instant cooldown reduction for Shadow Fisher, so that'll help them with that Planet Cracker Octograb combo. Big Tuna Kahuna coming out from Murky, giving him that extra health, but also the longer death timer. Bossa Nova, is that, I think it is? Yep, for Lucio, the reduced cooldown to 30 seconds for those shields. And I believe that's, that's the Singularity Charge, giving the extra bonus to Phoenix. So level 20 is coming up soon here for Bloodbath and Beyond. But so far, no real fights. And this is, this was Yavapai County's time to fight. I think they missed the opportunity in the mid lane with that Blaze when, Murky went top lane. And now 20s are available for Bloodbath and Beyond here. So we're going to see the upgraded Blessed Shield, and there's the Blessed Shield used. Phoenix gets interrupted from Warp and just gets demolished. And now here comes Stimdrone onto Kira, but not quite close enough to get in there. So the Dragon Knight being available now for Bloodbath and Beyond. We'll see if they can get there or if there's a potential for a stall. Murky really being the only person that's quote-unquote safe to stall this out. But Lucio in the bot lane gonna get grabbed and picked out. And this is looking worse and worse for Yavapai County here. Looks like True Saint might be able to... Oh, yeah, by the way, the Kel'Thuzad things too. Being able to use that Shadow Fisher is going to provide a lot of value for stalling out this point, but we'll see if he can get anybody. Does get the Johanna, but ultimately she uses that Iron Skin. And now Kira back into this here. We've got 5 versus 2. The Dragon Knight picked up by Johanna on the point there. ETC not quite able to make it to the bottom there. Dragon Knight is going to punt Kel'Thuzad away. Still 20 seconds to go for Lucio. Dragon Knight heading to the bot lane, making sure that they get the value in what is arguably the most important lane on Dragonshire, and of course many other maps. And they have that sidewall down now. working on the towers. But the Bloodbath & Beyond having to play fairly far back, and they don't have the Blaze. If they had Blaze here, I think that they definitely get this keep. And right now, it's looking like they may not. So, solid defense from Yavapai County. Especially with Murky up here. Now, this could be the time when Murky gets this Octograb Planet Cracker combo. Not quite there. There it is. And there's the Shadow Fisher, so just not quite able to do it every time on the Blaze. And again, I said it at the beginning, like, Blaze is not the target they should be using that on. Murky should be with the team right now, and they should be obliterating one of these low health targets. And the bush check from Lucio, but it's not going to be Lucio getting that revolving sleepy. But look at the damage. Huge silence going out. 3 kills instantly. Who even does a silence? How did they get a silence? Who? What? Does it silence on this? Oh my god, it does. And Phoenix looking to try to defend this, but I mean, with Blaze coming in here, this is a long time for Yavapai County. They're calling for the Murky to come back here as well, but I see no way that this gets defended. Bruiser camps, providing the spell armor. Shankby trying to do what he can. Living Bomb going out is gonna secure that kill. And ladies and gentlemen, game number 3 going over to Bloodbath & Beyond. What a set! And that is going to put them right at the top. Let's see. Let's just that 1, 2, 3, 4. That will put them right at the top of the Division D West now. 5 kills to 11 in favor of Bloodbath & Beyond. Am I still in that channel? I might be still in the channel. Let's go to 5. So just popping up stats here real quick for everybody to take a look at. And it looks like we are going to get an interview. Take a look at these talents. Once again, level 20 talents. Absolutely just nuts on the games tonight. Let's take a look at the standings real quick, though. Check that out. Welcome, Rackham.
Hey, what's up, Aero? What's up?
So congratulations on a hard-fought victory on these last couple of games. Feels like that it's just the night for that tonight.
Yeah, that third game there, I thought that fight for the bottom point was going to last until like Monday. It felt like it was never going to end.
It's certainly
stalemate, damage going back and forth. I didn't want to give it up. They didn't want to give it up, and hopefully it was entertaining to watch. I'm tired. This is our second match tonight. I'm gonna go sleep like a baby. It's gonna be awesome.
Well, this was a double header for all of us, right? You guys had your 2 matches. Yavapai had theirs, and of course I was here for both of Yavapai's. So I think we're all a little bit ready for the end of the night here. But congratulations. Now, I don't know if you were following or listening to the stream, but ultimately that, if I've done all the numbers correctly, that puts you guys in first place for the division.
In first place?
Puts you in first place.
I thought that was going to push us up into like a tie for second or third place. But to be honest, I looked real briefly after the first game, but then it's late on a Saturday night, so I don't trust myself to do math at this point. I was told there would be no math.
Fair enough. Well, let me do the math for you. So you guys had 11 points to start. You've gotten 4 points tonight, which puts you at 15. All the other teams at the top there are sitting at 14. So first place going over to Bloodbath & Beyond for Division D West, at least for right now.
Well, I I have absolutely nothing to say to that. At the beginning of the season, because this team's fairly new. We played Heroes Leons last season. Went 4-6. So well, I mean, but it was fun. We had fun, and we never played any kind of organized games before. So we came into this season here in NGS with slightly higher expectations, but just to be, thinking, hey, we might actually play a game after the regular season starts. That made me happy. And now the fact that I actually care about what happens in other games because it'll matter seeding wise. So like the game that preceded ours, Yavapai versus Clouded Minds. I'm sorry to Clouded Minds, but we were rooting for Yavapai because I looked at the standings and it's better for us if that's the way that game goes. So just makes the whole thing a little bit more fun, a little more exciting.
Well, and NGS has a lot of community. A lot of the teams have been here for a good long time, or at least a couple of seasons. There's a lot of leadership on the teams. Some of those teams that you mentioned earlier, like Venus on Clouded Minds, for example. It's a really fantastic organization, and it's growing, right? We actually increased, I think, 10% this season, going into a time which normally has less so. So we're, absolutely, it's fantastic to have you here. Really glad that you've been part of this. So, the one of the questions that hold on, I gotta fix the overlay there. One of the questions that I asked last game, and I really like this question, it was posed to the captains. And somebody brought this up, was what was your favorite moment of this series?
I think probably my favorite moment of the series was at the end of the middle game, Powers of Doom, when we had to get the top left to end the game, and we were kind of fretting that, oh my God, this fight isn't going to go bad, we might wipe. And I looked up at the top of my screen and I said, guys, we're up 33-2. I don't care if we win this fight. I want everybody dead, and I want that shrine, and I want it now. And then we came back to take it. But it wasn't even just that we got it, but it was just looking up at the score and realizing we are completely driving the bus this game. There's nothing they can do to stop this. And it was nice to feel like that. Normally it's we're on the other end going, okay, what are we supposed to do to get back in this game? It just felt nice to be in a commanding spot for that one tiny, brief, shining moment in time.
Sure. Well, and you guys had, as we were just talking about, the Dragonshire fight went on for, I don't know, 10 minutes or something like that in that bot lane. But you guys had some other fights. The one you just mentioned over that top left altar point went on for quite some time. It was a bit of a back and forth stall out, and ultimately Johanna coming in at the end trying to get that last flash of light just as kind of a BM moment, right? Like just as a reminder, hey, yeah, you guys are about to win the game, but we're going to pause, right? For just a moment.
You say BM, I say just making sure we finish the game. There's a gray area in there somewhere.
Sure. Well, you guys had a fantastic series. Towers of Doom was a fantastic game for you. Infernal Shrines didn't end the way that you necessarily wanted it to, but again, you guys had a lot of value in all three of these games, and especially with a little bit of a slightly different comp that they had in that Infernal Shrines game. Now, I do want to point out, you guys played Blaze and Kale every single game.
I'm completely flummoxed at the fact that I'm normally playing Silver Storm League, and Kel'Thas just does not get to be played. I think I'm 2-0 with him this season because he just doesn't show up. And so we played him, and okay, we had a really good game. And are they going to leave him again? And he was out there. And Crafty Trent is a monster on Blaze, and that's the guy he's been playing a lot in Storm League lately to a lot of success. So the fact that those were just sitting there for us to pick up every game just mystified me.
Not only that, Kira was instrumental in your guys' success in both games. I was kind of flabbergasted that Kira made it through, at least the third draft. I mean, maybe the second draft, but at least the third draft. And and I have to say that, the Kira play in that third game was, light years ahead of where it was in the second game for Diet Llama. Only because of the heroics. Like, the rest of the game was fantastic, but the heroics in game 2 missed I don't know, every time. But in game 3, we're on point.
Yep, and it's kind of funny because on Thursday or Wednesday, we played early this week. We won the first game in like 10 minutes, and so the second game, because we hadn't broken out Kira in our league play yet. So I said, Llama, if you're going to play here, I think this is a time where we can probably even if we're not great with her, we can still play her. And it's like, yes, I want to play Kira, and we won that game pretty handily. So then when she was we're talking about draft strategy, I'm like, do you want me to leave her open? He's like, yep, I want to play Kira, and he played Kira, and it was pretty good. So I enjoyed watching it.
Well, good deal. Well, hey, listen, before we wrap up and let everybody get some sleep tonight, the floor is yours for any shout outs you'd like to make.
Oh, I always got to give a shout out to my teammates. They show up week after week, and it's just a lot of fun. I need to set up some streaming so I can stream our comms one night. It's just we have a lot of fun playing. Shout out to their team. That game was really close. They had that amazing finish in the match before us. We were all actually watching that game. Because we were waiting on our match to start. Oh my God, that was an entertaining game. And I'm going to throw out a shout out to my coach. At the beginning of the season, we kind of decided I'm going to be tanking. I was playing Johanna, but I wasn't playing her very well. So I got some coaching from Kyle Ferguson, and my Johanna play, it's still not HCC caliber, but it's so much better than it was 6 months ago. That was that hour we spent was just tremendous. So if anyone's out there and wants to learn how to play the game better, I can't recommend them highly enough.
Excellent. Good deal. Well, thank you very much for joining me, Rackham. Enjoy the first place position for as long as you can. Obviously, there may be some other games here coming up this week. You guys still have at least one. I can't remember if you have two or not. Did you guys play your flex? You played your flex this week.
Yeah, we played our flex. We have one. We wrap up the season next week, like Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember who it's against.
If I remember correctly, which I am stalling for just the briefest of moments because I'm pulling it up. Yeah, okay. So you're playing Luciodology. So Luciodology currently sitting... where did I put them in the adjusted thing here? So they're sitting at number 8. So, they're a good team to go against, when you're going into the last part of the season. But, don't count them out. They've got some good stuff. And just like you saw out of Yavapai County today,
Yeah, I think that's
they got some
what
teeth.
they refer to as a trap game. It's the game that you look beyond, like, oh, we're looking to the playoffs. We're just going to win this game, but nope, we're not going to do that. We're going to take that game as seriously as we do all of the others, and we'll see what happens, and we'll be in the playoffs regardless. And some of these teams that have beaten us before, I think we're a little bit better than we were 4 or 5 weeks ago. So we'll see what happens.
Good deal. Well, thanks again for joining me. Have a great night, and we'll see you again soon.
Thanks, Aero. It's always a pleasure. Have a good one.
You as well. All right, and everybody out there in chat land, thanks again for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure having you. I don't know if it's MX Sterling or Mix Sterling 91. Thanks for the follow. Once again, make sure if you haven't already done so, jump on over to the Nexus Gaming Series chat at twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series. Make sure that you follow that page as well. Because tomorrow at 2 p.m. I'll be hosting the NGS Rewind, where we look back at some of the matches that didn't get cast throughout the week, and we're going to see 4 solid games coming at you here tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. And True J calling out RIP HGC, but you know what? It's about as close to an HGC style setting as you can possibly get. You got the schedule, you get the opportunity to see where the other teams are. Obviously after, because we're not going to spoil the games beforehand. But you know what? It's a good time. You can come watch matches that you maybe missed throughout the week, or definitely missed throughout the week, but maybe a little bit of scouting opportunity as well. So thanks again for joining us. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you again soon here.